Hal, check, check, hal, check, 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 hal, check, one, two, check, check. check 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 one check one hello check one
Ganesh.
check one check one check one check one hello check one check one check one check one check one check one
30 seconds delay ఉంటుంది సార్.
check one check one hello check one
వస్తుంది కదా సార్?
So very good morning to all of you. Sir or madam, kindly take your seats. We will begin the program shortly. Shiva. So ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. Hope you had a safe and happy journey. So, on behalf of Indian Society of Animal Production Management and Sri Venkateswara Veterinary University, I feel honored to invite you all for the 28th Annual Convention of ISAPM and UTKARSHA National Livestock Conference 2021 on eco-friendly technologies and innovations for sustainable livestock production systems to augment rural prosperity, which is scheduled from 11th April to 13th of April 2022. Dear friends, we all have seen that the pandemic has shortened the virtual distance between us, but our physical distance has increased. Thinking it is high time to have an amalgamation with the vision of our beloved President, Dr. K. Sajjan Reddy, and a generous parental go-ahead from our very own Dr. Padmanabh Reddy sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sri Venkateshwara Veterinary University, that today's meet has been materialized. We assure and we deliver is the principle of our government led by our beloved leader, Sri Y.S. Jagannath Reddy Garu, Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Similarly, our two dynamic leaders have assured that a national livestock conference shall be organized for the first time in North Coastal Andhra Pradesh with the active involvement of a newly inducted institution, College of Veterinary Science, Garvadi. So this event has been possible with the active involvement of the staff of College of Veterinary Science, Garvadi. Today, we witness the assurance which has been turned to reality. Being a person of the soil, I extend my warm gratitude for this landmark event. Thank you very much, sirs. This event also brings a congregation of hosts from both research institutes and the college for fruitful outcome. At this moment, it's my privilege to announce that our guardian of society, Dr. N.S.R. Shastri sir, also hails from the same place. So we feel it as a token of thankfulness to our patron from our president for his tireless efforts even at older age. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, to mark this beginning of the event, I request our leader, Dr. Kapa Surgeon Reddy, onto the dais for the formal beginning of the event. Sir, kindly accept our token of gratitude. So having an unruffled and peaceful leader is always an asset to the institution. So as we have seen him since our undergraduate days, whatever the positions have been occupied, he remained the same person all through. Hope everyone was now clear about the next dignitary. Now I take a privilege to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. V. Padmanabh Reddy sir, onto the dais. The institutions remain forever, but the landmarks happen only through the hands of blessed people. A person who firmly believes that the act of sharing is the greatest gift to your fellow being and his heart has no bounds, especially when it comes to our campus of CVC Tirupati. Sir, having a very firm love to my campus, I can only say thank you very much for what you have done to the lap of our motherly campus. With great respect, I feel delighted to invite our Dr. Reddy sir, proud alma mater CVC Tirupati, and President and CEO UTK Biosciences onto the dais and grace the occasion. Thank you, sir. Livestock are the backbone for a rural economy, and we know that our land is native to various breeds of our livestock species. In fact, farming with the local breeds which have evolved themselves are a viable alternative for area-specific farming systems. In this regard, efforts of people who have devoted their lifetime for the conservation of native germplasm cannot be ignored. And what we feel is this is the right time to convey our earnest regards to their great deeds. In this juncture, I am privileged to invite Sri Mullapudi Narendra Garu, President Indian Ongole Cattle Breeders Association, and Joint Managing Director Andhra Sugars onto the dais. We all feel honored for the distinguished presence of Dr. Vishnu Sharma sir, former Vice Chancellor Raju As, who has come along the way to inspire the faculty members for shaping their career in the animal production subjects. With great honor, I request sir to come on the dais and occupy his chair. Food security is the key challenge the nations are facing in the present scenario. Many of them have made remarkable contributions in this arena. One among them is Robin Aldous. She was invested as an officer of the Order of Australia by the Governor General for distinguished service to the veterinary services. As a researcher, educator and maintenance of food security in the developed nations. In 2017, she was a recipient of the inaugural Mitchell Global Humanitarian Award, which recognizes Australian and other supported who have made an outstanding contribution to the cause of international development. Ma'am, kindly accept our invitation and our chair. With great privilege, I introduced Kohler Rolefsen, a German veterinary surgeon who works with the camel herders in India, remote desert and champions traditional pastoralist communities. She has combined Western medicine with the traditional remedies and special techniques to save the breed herds and help the Rika diversity into selling camel milk and other products, causing the Hindustan Times newspaper to name her Our Lady of Camels. Ma'am, kindly accept our invitation. Now it's time to invite our own members who are instrumental for the organization of this conference. Firstly, I would like to call Dr. Chandra, Secretary General ISAPM, who is with us from the very first day of the Society office and is actively involved in monitoring of the conference activities. Sharat sir, please come and occupy your chair. Hands together will only mark the smooth conduct of event. His support at each and every juncture is quite remarkable. I request our Professor Dr. V. Changalarailu, Dean, College of Veterinary Science, Garvidi, and President of this conference. Welcome, sir. Please occupy your chair. The true character of a person does not lie with his achievements, but the way he is with fellow beings. Today's event of ISAPM at our region is only possible with his efforts. The optimism in him always inspires our team. So ladies and gentlemen, join your hands together to invite our team lead for this event. Dr. Kancharana Rao, Head BRS and Organizing Secretary of this conference. And the field of LPM is nothing without their presence. So the torchbearers of our science, the duo who is known to everyone, who has studied the livestock production management, they always had a special place in our hearts for their great contribution to the science. Firstly, I request our respected NSS sir, patron ISAPM, to accept our invitation and guide us throughout. Sir, please. Being a student of Department of LPM, CVS Manuti, it is my lifetime moment to introduce our C.K. Thomas sir, retired professor, who doesn't need much introduction and who made remarkable science discipline. Books authored by them are a guiding post to one and all. Sir, President ISAPM has designated you as mentor LP for your valuable contributions for this conference. Sir, kindly accept. Now I request our President to preside over the function for the proceedings. Sir, please.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of myself and also society and also Sri Venkateswara University, welcome you all for this very prestigious 28th annual convention, and also a conference which is aimed to the eco-friendly and sustainable livestock production systems. This particular conference has got a great personalities on the dais. The people representing almost 8 countries and pan-India delegates. And this time we are introducing, earlier we have introduced quiz. This time we are introducing the summing up panel discussion too. So I welcome you once again. And before taking up the proceedings, may I request all the dignitaries and as please come for the lighting of lamp. Join with us, please. Lighting of lamp. University song. May I request all the delegates and all the dignitaries please rise for the university song. Thank you very much. Now may I request Dr. Anandarao Garu, please invite the guests.
Very good morning to all. On behalf of organizing committee and organizing secretariat, I warmly invite the respected and honorable delegates on the dais, Dr. K. Sajjan Reddy, who is my godfather. So he is the president of the society, dean veterinary faculty, director of research, and general secretary of Unnat Abhiyan, that is the central government agency. Next, our honorable and beloved affectionate Vice Chancellor, Dr. Padmanabha Reddy Garu. Then feed industrialist and technocrat who is alumni of our university, particularly College of Veterinary Science, Dr. Pratap Reddy Garu, who is charismatic personality and coming from USA for this function. And then Dr. Mullapudi Narendranath Garu, who is one of the backbone for the Lam Gunturu and Buffalo Research Station, Venkatraman Nagudam, for the development of the two stations in tremendous way to serve the rural people. So he is the joint managing director of Andhra Sugars. I invite you, sir. And then the former Vice Chancellor Tanuvas Vishnu Sharma Garu. Then Robin Alders, Madam from Australia. Then Kohler, she has done very good work and pastoralists, especially in our country. Dr. Kohler, Madam. Then Dr. Chengal Rayal Garu, Associate Dean, newly budding college, College of Veterinary Science, Garividi. And then our General Secretary of this society, Dr. Sharat Chandra Garu, Professor of LPM Department, College of Veterinary Science, Rajendra Nagar, PVNRTU, Telangana. So I invite all the dignitaries on the dais. Now I am extend my invitation to all the participants, delegates, and learned speakers, and invited speakers, and the participants who are joined in this particular occasion, especially in both offline and online mode. So this is the great opportunity to me, and the God gives very good opportunity in the form of arranging such type of beautiful conference in north coastal of Andhra Pradesh, that is my born place. So actually my guide and philosopher promised me to organize or conduct one international conference at Visakhapatnam, especially in the Novotel Hotel in 2018. He promised me, but due to various reasons, this was postponed and scheduled at present date. But it is designated as a national conference, but we are inviting international reputed speakers in both offline and online. So it is my hope this conference will give very good deliberations and technical sharing of various aspects of livestock sector which serve the rural farmers and community, and it gives a proper direction to the policy makers and technocrats. I hope all of you enjoy this conference and stay well. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Organizing Secretary Dr. Anandragar. Extend, on behalf of you, also extend a warm welcome to Mrs. Padma Reddy Garu, Madam Padmaja Madam Garu. She is on behalf of our Honorable Vice Chancellor Garu. And also other family members of our own delegates are here, like Jay Kumar, you came with family, and Mohanty, all family members, Kotraj Prasadi are with family. All the family members are invited here. You can have a good stay here. Thank you very much. And also another very important person who really put a seed of a LPM, ISAPM in combined Andhra state, that's Dr. Vidarkar sir. Aapko, so Pranam sir, good morning. So now we will move the program. Now may I request the Secretary General briefly present on the society activities, which has got a span of almost 40 years. Started with the brainchild of Dr. N.S.R. Sastry sir.
Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sri Venkateshwara Veterinary University, Professor Padmanabh Reddy sir. Then President, one of the dynamic presidents of a scientific society, and our own President, Dr. Sajan Reddy sir. Former Vice Chancellor of Rajasthan University of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, Professor Vishnu Sharma sir. Then one pioneering livestock entrepreneur and a conservationist of Ongole breed of cattle, Dr. Mullapudi Narendranath Garu. Then Robin Alders from Australia and Kohler from Germany. Dr. Chengalu Rayalu, Associate Dean of College of Veterinary Science, Garvidi, and coordinator for this event. Then my friend and the organizing secretary who has been involved with this conference for the past 6 or 7 months, Dr. Anand Rao, patron of our society, Honorable Dr. N.S.R. Shastri sir, Thomas sir, Bidakar sir. Field vets, animal scientists from across the country, students, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor and privilege to be standing in front of you to present the activities of the Indian Society of Animal Production Management, probably one of the largest scientific bodies in the country in the field of animal science, and we are all proud to be associated with this society, with all the activities that we take up. And at the outset, I would like to thank our President, Dr. Sajan Reddy sir, for taking the initiative of organizing this 28th National Symposium of Indian Society of Animal Production Management. And on behalf of the society, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor Padmanabh Reddy sir for accepting our request for hosting this conference at Visakhapatnam. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as all of us know that pandemic threw a great challenge, and by incidence or coincidence, PV Narasimha Rao Telangana Veterinary University and Sri Venkateshwara Veterinary University have jointly taken over the society at Rajasthan in the month of February 2020, and we all know what followed after that. So it was a great challenge to run the society from then onwards. Immediately after the society was taken over by our universities jointly, we faced huge challenges, and as we know, as the world evolved to take the challenges, so does our society took steps to evolve and face the challenges. And in the face of it, with the initiative of our Honorable President, we have organized several webinars, some of them national, some of them international, on varied topics like effect of COVID on ecosystem, pastoralism, and livestock feed resources, revisiting backyard and small-scale poultry production in India with industrial approach, understanding farm animal behavior, key to successful farming, precision livestock technologies, veterinary education in the light of new education policy. These are all some of the topics, relevant topics for the time taken up as webinars, and they were all hugely successful with a lot of participation from country and also at globe. So that was one initiative that we have taken during the last 2 years, and taken up an initiative of creating a newsletter containing all the activities LPM scientists across the country and also achievement of the LPM scientists across the country. So we 3 issues of newsletter and a year or so, and the credit for bringing up this to improve the productivity of the livestock, especially the indigenous livestock. On one hand, we say that our own animals are to some extent cause for this global climate change. But as a scientist, as an LPM scientist, I feel that our animals, in fact, are sufferers of this climate change. So we have challenges in addressing these issues. So we have evolved over a period of time from being a basket country as far as milk production is concerned to the world's topmost milk producer in the world. We also stand in very good position as far as egg production, meat production is concerned. And we also have a challenge to improve this productivity in the long term. So I sincerely hope that the deliberations that take place in this conference will go a long way in addressing these challenges and improve the economic situation of the farmers. And I wish you all a very pleasant stay in this very beautiful city of Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam, the coastal city of Andhra Pradesh. And I hope you will have a real nice time spending few days here. So with these few words, I take leave, and I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Dr. Sarachandra, Secretary General of ISAPM. In fact, this is a great convergence of 2 states. We are united, we were united, we are united, we are going to be united. Because the society is functioning in 2 states, Telangana as well as SVU, here PVNR TVU and also FVU. So great efforts from our own colleagues from there. And we have a very special guest, madam, I'm sorry to mention in the first instance, Dr. Sanjita Sharma is here. She was a dean and in the PG colleges, Jaipur. Then I'll mention about Mrs. Vishnu Sharma. First we give credit to your own profile, then to Dr. Vishnu Sharma. And also Dr. Sadasiva Reddy is a great mentor of and a great well-wisher of us, is here, and all other guests from different parts of the country. So I'll reserve my presidential remarks at the last. Before that, I wanted to again mention a few salient features of this conference. We are going in a hybrid mode. Here, more than 150 offline presenters are there. And we are having online presenters also. They are joining. They have already joined. Appears to be very low dense population here, but we have a great strength here. And other features are, you can see this is YouTube is live streaming is going on. It is open access, not to the registered participants, everybody. That's going to check with YouTube live. And then also we have Facebook and all. I request you, when you go out for the taking pictures in the picture square, there are 3 QR codes. You can give your feedback using your, by scanning the QR code. That really helps us. So this is a kind of the technology improvement. And another great feature of this conference is we are talking more on the artificial intelligence, apart from the sustainability. So now I'm going to request our Honorable Vice Chancellor Garu to give his speech. Before that, I'd like to ask the people to give a AV of our Vice Chancellor for brief. Vice Chancellor, sir, please sit. I'll call you. I'd like
Devotee Padmanabha Reddy is a distinguished veterinary academician and a food safety researcher with 35+ years of multidisciplinary professional experience. Professor Reddy has formal education in the form of undergraduation, BSc, and post-graduation from Acharya N.G. Ranga Agriculture University and he later pursued postdoctoral research from University of Nebraska, Lincoln, USA. As major and minor advisor, he guided several MVSc, MTech, and PhD students in the disciplines of dairy production, dairy processing, and dairy microbiology. He has published more than 45 research papers in peer-reviewed international and national journals with high NAAS ratings. Professor Velugoti Padmanabha Reddy is a recipient of ICAR Senior Research Fellowship and Postdoctoral Fellowship from University of Nebraska, USA. He had the distinction of being awarded Dr. Kurian Gold Medal in PhD and Andhra Pradesh State University Meritorious Teachers Award by the government of AP and Sri Nallakantapuram Sri Rama Reddy Gold Medal for Best Veterinary Scientist. Other honors to his credit are Fellowship of Indian Dairy Association, National Academy of Dairy Science India, and Association of Public Health Veterinarians, in addition to being member of several national scientific and professional societies. At present, he is serving as a Vice Chancellor for Sri Venkateshwara Veterinary University, Tirupati.
Hello. So may I request you come over here. May I request Dr. Pratap Reddy, so please join for felicitating our Vice Chancellor, then you can give that. Organizing Secretary General, please join. We are going with the backup.
So we are organizing, right?
From society. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Sir, please give a message.
On behalf of myself and Sri Venkateshwara Veterinary University, I welcome the dignitaries on the dais, renowned academicians, international delegates, faculty members, scientists, veterinary assistant surgeons, student participants, members of ISAPM from different parts of the country, online participants, press and electronic media for this 28th annual Convention of Indian Society of Animal Production and Management and National Conference UTKARSHA, which is being held here at Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Good morning to all of you. It is really surprising to me that that the organization has felicitated me. Being a host, I was a little bit embarrassed to receive that because I would have been very happy if it is going to some other guests. So there is the first part. Really, it was a surprise for me. Thank you very much for giving this honor to me. I would like to congratulate the organizers for choosing this theme of the conference, Livestock Provide Valuable, Sustainable Resources for Rural Development, which is perfect and apt for the present scenario. I have a little bit, before going to the other topics, I would like to have some kind of stats. We are the world's highest livestock owner with 535.78 million population. First in the total buffalo population in the world with 109 and odd million buffaloes. Second in the population of goats and second largest poultry market in the world second largest producer of fish and also second largest aquaculture nation in the world, third in the population of sheep, fifth in the population of ducks and chicken, 10th in the camel population in the world. I still remember how the country has progressed from the milk deficient to sufficiency and now to the surplus. So that is a wonderful thing. The per capita milk consumption is now 394 grams per person per day against the world average of 229 grams per person per day. The share of livestock in the total value of agricultural output has increased from 21% in 2011 to 30% the current. So this is a very rosy picture. So shall we be proud of this? If you think about this, there are questions. So one thing we should know that we are quantitatively, we are number one in the world, but if you think about the quality, we are not up to the mark. You know pretty well that still we are struggling to export the milk to our milk products to the other countries because of the quality issues. So this is where we have to, focus in the future. We have to improve our quality. When we are able to export and feel our products acceptable throughout the globe, we will be able to earn much more recognition and fame. That is the one important thing. The livestock sector also is giving a constant and sustainable growth despite limited investments from the public and private sectors. The sector has huge potential to increase income, generate employment, and empower the poor and marginalized population, including women. Livestock sector employs 8.8% of the population and provides livelihood to the 2/3 of the rural community. Most of the women are engaged in the livestock sector. Therefore, strengthening the livestock sector means strengthening the woman empowerment. India houses the world's largest livestock population of about 515 million. It is also highest producer. Just now I was mentioning that we are the number one in the globally with about 208 million tons of the milk. The major constraints faced by the livestock sector are scarcity of the feed and fodder, inadequate veterinary healthcare services, poor reproductive and productive performances of the indigenous animals, wide gap between demand and availability of the proven male germplasm, late sexual maturity of the dairy animals, shortage of vaccine and diagnostics, and indiscriminate breeding under field conditions are the other constraints in the development of the livestock. Fodder, if you just, I'm very, very scared to talk about the feed and forage because there is an eminent scientist who is sitting among the dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Pratap Reddy. So I will limit my comments, very few comments about the fodder and feed. The availability of quality feed and fodder is prerequisite for improving the reproduction and productivity. Estimates show that India is short of dry fodder and green fodder by 12% and 30% respectively. The area under fodder cultivation has stagnated at around 9 million hectares, which is 4.6% of the total cultivable land during the past several decades. With the rising demand for livestock products, the demand for feed and fodder will grow further. It is a paradox that India is surplus in food grain production but deficient in feed and fodder. To address this issue, there is a need to develop fodder seed villages, including fodder seed banks. Coming to the animal health, second, poor animal health and diseases lead to the low and meat yields. Animals are susceptible to several diseases, as all of you know. The most important the diseases, infectious diseases are foot and mouth, brucellosis, and black water. The annual losses due to the only, if you just look at the FMD, the losses are almost up to the tune of 20,000 crores. So you can imagine what kind of the impact that animal health is having on the production of the livestock. Coming to the breeding, this is also one of the very, very key aspect. There is no focused breeding policy for the country. We are having almost like 50 breeds of cattle, 19 breeds of buffaloes, 34 breeds of goat, and 44 breeds of the sheep. So there is a need to strengthen and upgrade at least 400 semen centers to supply the quality semen for ensuring the conception and fertility in cow and buffaloes. It is time to budget for one cytometer, at least for 100 semen centers for the rapid and accurate analysis of the sperm function. You are all well aware that Andhra Pradesh is aiming for the double-digit growth in the GDP, and also livestock sector is one of the growth engines for enhancing the productivity and socio-economic development of the state. I am very happy to convey that our university is contributing for conducting the research on various aspects of the livestock sector, that is the disease diagnosis of the livestock poultry, vaccine development, superior germplasm production through selective breeding, feeding strategies to augment the productivity, and also embryo transfer and in vitro fertilization at various colleges of the university. The university has taken up development of the infrastructure during the last almost 1 decade. We established well-equipped laboratory facilities, livestock farms by providing required budget. The salient research achievements of SVVU are standardized. We have standardized the technology for the production of embryos, especially in Ongole, through the IVF technology. We are also in the position to supply superior germplasm of Ongole cattle, Punganur cattle, and Murrah buffaloes to the various farmers who are looking at the SV Veterinary University for a superior germplasm. We have developed a superior pig variety, that is SVVU T17. That is one of the things. And regarding the poultry, we have developed Rajeshri backyard poultry to the farming community of the state. Recently, we have established a biosecured farm for conservation of Punganur cattle at the Preliminary Research Station of the state. We also have established one feed and forage laboratory at College of Veterinary Science, Tirupati, with the grant that is being given by our proud alumnus to a tune of 5 crores. And it is one of its kind in the country, which is catering to the needs of the farmers as well as other dairy farms. So regarding the future research programs, actually the government of Andhra Pradesh is putting a lot of emphasis on the development of or preservation of conservation of the native breeds, especially on Ongole breed and also Punganur. Almost 70 crore rupees has been sanctioned by the state government last year for the development of IVF technology for the conservation of these two Ongole and Punganur breeds. So we are also going to establish a research facility at AP Carl Pulivindula for conservation of Punganur breed. So there is also much emphasis to be given in the future for behavioral studies in the animals. All of you know that livestock versus climatic changes, the studies have to be explored in the era of global warming. Use of progeny tested semen, that is a sex semen, because all of you know that the productivity of the livestock depends on the more female, that is with a high productivity. That's why sex semen is now under the focus, and we are also giving a lot of emphasis on this particular area. The technologies developed by the scientists also need to be patented, because here also I mentioned that though there are very good studies, approach towards the patenting the technologies that have been developed is not much, so that also has to be focused. There is also need for adaptation of technologies in value addition of livestock products and improvement of shelf life to enhance the profitability of the enterprise. So, without taking much time, finally I wish all the scientists to actively involve in the technical sessions and come up with the deliberations for the betterment of the farming community. I wish everyone a happy and pleasant stay. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your very comprehensive and notable guidance given to all the scientists here. Thank you very much, sir. Now, may I request the dignitaries on the dais to release some of the authored books here on this occasion. First, we'll commence with the abstract compendium. Request Professor Ashalata, being editor of this particular book. Please come on to quick. So, request the dignitaries to release Honorable Vice Chancellor Pratap Reddy and Narendra Nadi garu. Please release. And our team, please come on to the dais and quick. Gautam, ease out check. So, Varmagar, Teja, Ravi Kumar, Anandra. CD, so ready? So quick. You go with her. Please release. Soft copy of the same compendiums. Now you can carry the small one and pen drives. Thank you. So, one more book. It's authored by one of our great conservationists on Mongol. So, it's authored by Sri Mullapudi Narendra Garu. So now I request the dignitaries and dais to release this book on this occasion.
What do you think this is?
Thank you very much, all the dignitaries on the dais. Now, another mentor of our university and also our society, former Vice Chancellor, Professor Vishnu Sarma Garu. So he is here by taking all the pains and he was traveling all through and the morning he reached. Now may I request Vishnu Sarma Garu please come at the dais. And,
Very good morning to all of you from this wonderful port city of Andhra Pradesh. First of all, my regards to Honorable VC Sahab, Professor Padmanabhan Reddy ji, who has taken a lead in initiating the offline conferences and seminars in the post-COVID era. And it's really a good sense of pleasure, though a small amount of a small gathering, but even we can, it's sign of resumption of the normal course or normal scientific course. So, thank you very much, sir. Professor Shastri Sahab, Professor Thomas Sahab, my regards to both of you. You are the patron of the society, not only society, but as a student, every veterinary student, when enter in the veterinary college and almost in our time, it was the Shastri Thomas book, which was supposed to be the first book to study. In the initial phase of the veterinary science, we learn what is livestock, what is cattle, what are the body parts, and what is animal husbandry through that book only, actually. So it's really a great moment to see such respectable and the great percentage of the, not only LPM, but I will, in my viewpoint, they are the patron of the veterinary and animal science as a whole. Cocktail of the personalities sitting at the dais, industrialist, corporate, businessman, Pratap Reddy ji, the awareness movement initiated by Madam Raffleson, and the conservationist is sitting there and working a great for the angle of the cattle. Again, this is the era when I remember the journey from the pink city to the port city, when the last conference was held at Pink City, Jaipur, around 2 years back, just before the initiation of the COVID era, and now we have passed a a great disaster of the century, the pandemic, and we are resuming the normal situation. Dear friends, this particular time, from Pink City to Port City, I was just sitting there and I was thinking what has happened in between that. We have that sad time, that tragic time, that unfortunate time, but at the same time, for the veterinary and animal science, we have got some very good signals and very positive things. The first, there was a separate creation of a ministry, the Ministry of Animal Husbandry and Fisheries by the Government of India. That is a very, very good sign. Then we have the veterinary fraternity. Out of our fraternity, 3 personalities have received the Padma Shri Award. We should also remember them and also congratulate them from this house that they have given a very, very good the impression, the signals, the message for the coming veterinarians and the whole veterinary and animal science field. I want to take their name, Professor Sosamma IPG. She has done a great work for the Vachur cattle, all of you know. Professor ML Madan Saab, a insignia of a technology, biotechnology. And then Professor KK Sarmaji, who is the wildlife specialist. So the veterinary faculty has received a great recognition by the government in terms of not only separating the separate Ministry of the Fisheries and Animal Husbandry, but at the same time recognizing the efforts of our great veterinarians and the issues which they have raised and they are working for. So we should also remember during that time, those some of the positive things also happen. Then during this time, the veterinarian has emerged as a key element throughout the world. The whole humankind is sensitized for the food safety issue, the animal product safety issue, the animal welfare issue, and the livestock entrepreneurship in the rural areas. Those are the issues which have been largely sensitized, taken up in the policies, and the programs are in the formulation, process of formulation. Then now we veterinarians who are sitting here, we should also sensitize ourselves with those issues. Once we will be sensitized because we are the persons who are sitting in the universities or in the research institutions or in the dominant positions, then we will start sensitizing to the key link in the field, who is the field veterinarian sitting here and there in the different corners of the country. So those are the issues which will take on the veterinary and animal science further for the next 30 to 40 years. And this is the time when the government, when the policy makers, when the politicians, when the normal consumer is started sensitizing for these issues. We have to take the reins in our hand now. The veterinary profession at the crossroad at the moment. We are in the net deficit of the leadership. Leadership is not academic leadership. Leadership is one who can take the masses together, and can represent the issue in the right form, at the right time, at the right platform, so that we can take the advantage of those favorable situations which are arising presently. Dear friends, veterinary field is such a noble profession. The students I can see here, and we all know that until unless we will not step in boldly to take up the issues, to address the issues so that the society can be benefited, we will not harness the real benefit out of it. For students, the faculty who are in the colleges or in the research institutes, KVKs, we have to inculcate the mindset of the students for the innovation, for the interdisciplinary approach. The innovation will come out of only and only the interdisciplinary approach. Discipline is not only that the anatomy to the medicine, that is established, but we are not taking advantage. The interdisciplinary is relate the veterinary science with the engineering, with the medicine, with the any of the, not only science, with the commerce. Know the market capitalization of the, in terms of the livestock. Why not many public limited companies in the livestock sector if you go to the share market? Those things must be revolved around, because the new generation is completely a change generation with a change mindset. We have to nourish them in their language. We have to nourish them in their own way of thinking. Then and then we will be able to take the advantage of that youthful generation. So I am not going to discuss much about the technical aspects, because those we will discuss for the next 2 days definitely. The sustainability, the viability, the environmental issues, the climate issues. In every issue, the veterinary science is in between. Dear friends, we all know that during our course, we are studying from fodder production to the completely therapeutic medicine, to the completely extension system, then to the processing engineering system. Length and breadth of veterinary curriculum diverse, that our potential is very immense, very immense. The only thing is we have to realize our potential, and then we have to knock to the door in the right time. In that way, we can be able to see some of the great changes which the society is requiring presently. I'm forgetting the name of the great leader of your LPM society, our LPM society, Professor Sarjan Reddy ji, and his team, Sharad Chandra ji, Dr. Anandan ji. Team effort is required nowadays for the, not only in one society, for all societies. I have seen many societies, but LPM society, there is one thing is very clear. You have a very able patron leader like Shastri Saab, and a next generation like Dr. Sarjan Reddy ji. They can take the society in general in a single way, in a single direction, with completely more or less unanimous voice. And that is the way now we are required for the science. In this way, we can really conquer the things, we can deliver the things, we can realize the things which the society is requiring nowadays. Once again, thank you very much, organizers, especially Dr. Sarjan Reddy ji, who has invited me, given me opportunity to stand here, to interact with you people. When I was serving as Vice Chancellor, I thought that I have come, I will go one day, 3 years, maybe another term, 6 years, then come back. But what feet I have left behind, that is more important for me. So, whomsoever he or she is in the chair of the society, of the organization, we all must strengthen the society during the tenure which we are having in our hand. We should let something feet behind so that the persons and the youngsters can follow it and can remember it, and we can satisfy in the end of the day that we have done something effectively. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Scientists. Thank you very much, sir. So now we have a 6 number of five National Fellow awardees for this year. Every year the society, fellow state recognize 3 to 6 best scientists working in the LPM discipline. And we go with a very meticulous questionnaire, I mean, kind of appraisal system. In fact, I'd like to tell that this appraisal system was, in fact, designed by our Honorable Vice Chancellor Garu earlier. The same thing bit replicated and used in our society. So now may I request the Secretary General to read out the names of the National Fellow awardees. This is FNAPM, National Fellow of Animal Production Management. So they can suffix in there at the end of their name, the designation. Now I request Secretary General to announce. And I request the fellows to come onto the dais and get felicitation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As all of you know, that Indian Society of Animal Production Management has a convention of honoring their own LPM professionals who have done some outstanding work in the field of livestock production management. So we have 5 awardees this year for the Fellow of National Animal Production Management. I'll read out the names and their achievements. The first among the candidates is Dr. Anjani Kumar Mishra. Dr. Anjani Kumar Mishra is a professor, is a postgraduate in livestock production management from Jawaharlal Nehru Agriculture University, Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh, and a PhD in livestock production management from MGC GV Chitrakoot, MP. Since 15 years, he has worked in various capacities at JNAU and in different capacities. He has actively involved in the academic research and handled different species as principal and co-principal investigator in various projects. He is and was the member of 9 MVSC scholars and 1 PhD scholar in the span of 10 years. As a principal investigator for the project entitled Establishment of Pig Husbandry Training Center for the Farmers of Madhya Pradesh, wherein extensive work was carried out for establishment of Model Pig Husbandry Training Center. So Indian Society of Animal Production Management is pleased to elect Professor Dr. Anjani Kumar Mishra as Fellow of Indian Society of Animal Production and Management. And in recognition of his outstanding contribution to the discipline of livestock production management, the ISAPM confers fellowship of the society on Dr. Anjani Kumar Mishra. Can we have a big round of applause for Dr. Anjani Mishra? Next we have Dr. K. Sivakumar from Tanuvas. Dr. Sivakumar, a life member of ISAPM, completed his BVSc, MVSc at Veterinary College and Research Institute, Namakkal, and his PhD at Madras Veterinary College. After serving for a period of 20 months in Kerala Animal Husbandry Department at Veterinary Surgeon, he joined Tanuvas as 1998 as Assistant Professor and elevated to Associate Professor. Then subsequently as Professor. He served as Professor and Head of Department of LPM and LFC of various units of Tanuvas and completed 23 years of service. So he has graduated, he has guided many MVSc and PhD scholars for their dissertations, and he has conducted various training programs for the farmers. So Indian Society of Animal Production Management is pleased to elect Professor K. Sivakumar as a Fellow of Indian Society of Animal Production Management. And in recognition of his outstanding contribution to the discipline of LPM, the Indian Society of Animal Production Management confers fellowship of the society on Dr. K. Sivakumar. Congratulations, Dr. Sivakumar. A big round of applause for him too. Next is Dr. Bhagirathi Panigrahi. Dr. Bhagirathi Panigrahi, a professor in the Department of LPM at College of Veterinary Science and Animal Husbandry, Odisha Agriculture University of Agriculture and Technology, Bhubaneswar. He was born in Balasore district of Odisha in 1966. He has an outstanding academic career throughout and received several scholarships and fellowships like merit scholarships in college and university levels, IVRA fellowships, and after completing his MVSc at OUT, he joined as University Services Research Associated and completed his PhD from IVRA in 2003. So Indian Society of Animal Production Management is pleased to elect Professor Bhagirathi Panigrahi as Fellow of Indian Society of Animal Production and Management, and in recognition of his outstanding contribution in the discipline of livestock production management, the ISAPM confers fellowship of the society on Dr. Bhagirathi Panigrahi. Congratulations, Dr. Panigrahi, sir. Next we have Dr. T. Raghunandan, sir, from PV Narasimha Rao Telangana Veterinary University, who is working presently as Dean of Faculties and Senior Professor in PV Narasimha Rao Telangana Veterinary University. Born on 30/12/1966 to late T. Murahari and Srimati Haimavati at Hanamkonda city of Telangana state, he has completed 31 years of service, distinguished service in state government and university in various cadres like veterinary assistant surgeon, assistant professor to senior professor in colleges, scientist to principal scientist at research stations, KVKs, and contributed a lot in the field of dairy science and livestock production management. So he has received various awards like State Best Teacher Award, Raitu Bandhu, Raitu Nestam, and State Government Appreciation Awards. So Indian Society of Animal Production Management is pleased to elect Professor Dr. T. Raghunandan as Fellow of Indian Society of Animal Production Management. And in recognition of his outstanding contribution to the discipline of LPM, the ISAPM is conferring Fellowship of the Society on Dr. T. Raghunandan. Congratulations, Dr. Raghunandan, sir. And next in line is Dr. Suresh Rathod. Professor Suresh Rathod has postgraduated in LPM from Angru and PhD from Sri Venkateshwara Veterinary University, Tirupati, and has received Hyderabad Race Gold Medal for highest OGPA and PhD. Since 18 years, he has worked in various capacities in Angru, SVVU, and PVNR TV as Assistant Professor to Principal Animal Husbandry Polytechnic, Professor, Department of LPM, LFC since 2018. He has actively involved in academic research and extension activities in the university. The Indian Society of Animal Production Management is pleased to elect Professor Dr. Suresh Rathod as a Fellow of Indian Society of Animal Production Management, and in recognition of his outstanding contribution to the discipline of LPM, the Indian Society of Animal Production Management confers Fellowship of the Society on Dr. Suresh Rathod. A big round of applause for a young professor from LPM discipline, who is a colleague of mine as well. Congratulations, Dr. Suresh Rathod. Can we have a picture with all the FNAPM awardees, if the permission of the chair? Okay, we can have it later. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And once again, congratulate all the National Fellows today being awarded here. I wish you all the best for your career and you grow further. I think you are going to achieve Lifetime Achievement Award of the same society in future also, if you will really work hard. Thank you so much. Now we're going to have the best speakers on the dais. So for the understanding of the scientists, for the benefit of the scientists, we would like to give a brief profile through AVs of all the dignitaries here. Later on, they're going to present it. So now, may I request the AV, Dr. V. Pratap Reddy Garu. He's AV now. Then in the keynote addresses, he's going to address you. Before that, I would like to give his profile now in AV form. Please, Dr. V. Pratap. Dr. V. Pratap Reddy Garu. He is AV now. Then keynote addresses is going to happen. Before that, I would like to please, Dr. V. Pratap. Now, this convention, the Organized Secretary and Society, would like to felicitate him with the Best Alumnus and also Best Entrepreneur Lifetime Achievement Awards. Please accept it. So, may I request all the dignitaries join in the. Yeah, please. Now, this convention, the Organized Secretary and Society, would like to felicitate him with the Best Alumnus and also Best Entrepreneur Lifetime Achievement Awards. Please accept it. So, may dignitaries join the. Yeah, please. Now, this convention. This one is different. Yeah. Best alumnus and lifetime. Please. Thanks for being this opportunity. Thank you very much, Dr. Pratap Reddy garu, having traveled from US for this purpose and really going to address our. So definitely, in fact, I had interaction with Dr. Pratap Reddy. You are going to have spicy food in his speech because he is very frank and have a lot of liberty to speak on the Indian nutrition and also the feed label system also. Yeah, thank you, Pratap Reddy, for accepting that. So we'll complete the process. Then we'll hear next one more speaker, Mulupudi Nandanagar. Yeah, quick.
Supporter of all livestock development activities, especially related to native breed conservation efforts for the past 5 decades. He is currently serving as the president of Indian Ongole Cattle Breeders Association and Ongole Cattle Improvement Society, and also serving as the secretary of West Godavari Cattle Breeders Association and Tanuku Veterinary Institution Development Society. In the capacity of a member, Sri Narendranath had actively participated in a number of technical and managerial committees on germplasm conservation, animal ethics, and other subjects in the area of livestock production and management. Sri Narendranath is an active member of many international associations like Asian Fisheries Society, India Branch, Coordination Committee on Veterinary and Animal Husbandry, Andhra Pradesh, Argentine Buffalo Breeders Association, Argentina, American Brown Breeders Association, USA, American Water Buffaloes Association, USA, International Embryo Transfer Society, USA, Indonesian International Animal Science Research and Development Foundation, Rare Breed Survival Trust, UK, United States Animal Health Association, USA, World Aquaculture Society, USA, John Deere Lead User Group, India, John Deere Global AG Innovation Advisory Council, USA. Sri Narendranath took proactive initiation for the establishment of Buffalo Research Station in Venkataramanagudan, West Godavari district in 1998, was one among them, and directly contributed to the infrastructure and research facilities. He is the recipient of many awards: Brazilian Zebu Cattle Breeders Association, Hyderabad, ABCZ, 2019 ABCZ Life Award International category, Indian Society of Extension Education Innovative Farmer Award 1995, Breed Conservation Award 2020 by ICA for outstanding contribution to Ongole breed conservation are the very few mentioned.
Thank you. Now I request Sri Mullapudi Narendra is a great supporter of this university for establishing of research stations as well. Thank you very much. And we're going for presentations now. So the dignitaries can. Yeah. Yeah, please.
Now, behalf organizing committee and the Society of Indian Animal Production Management, I am very proud to announce this year the Lifetime Achievement Award is given to Dr. Sajjan Reddy, who is President of the Indian Society of Animal Production Management, has organized 3 conferences, one at 2007 at Tirupati and 2016 International Conference at Hyderabad. And for this conference, he is man behind this conference, that is North Coastal region of Andhra Pradesh.
He has also served as Dean College of Veterinary Sciences, Praduttur, Dean of Student Affairs, Director of Research, and currently he is working as Dean, Sri Venkateshwara Veterinary University, Tirupati. He has guided 40 students in the master's and doctoral program and authored more than 100 research publications, which include 5 textbooks by international publishers. He has participated in more than 50 national and international conferences and presented the papers. He has developed a novel body condition score system which can be used independently as a tool for precision animal feeding. He also handles several national and international projects in the area of animal production and management. He was the chairman, Strategy Development for the Integration of IT in domain areas of livestock nutrition, production, and health by Information Technology Research Academy ITRA, Ministry of Electronics and Communication, New Delhi. He is also actively involved in the National Innovation Foundation NIF Ahmedabad, Gujarat for mapping of innovations in animal research. He is the coordinator for Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, adopted 600 villages helping in technology transfer from higher education institutions in AP. He has visited the University of Agriculture Sciences, Botswana, as a guest speaker and suggested the strategies on dairy development to the government. He is the member of D groups of FAO, selection committee member for various senior positions of universities, scientist of ICAR institutions. Being a president for our Indian Society of Animal Production Management for 2 times, his service to take this society to other heights is remarkable. He was the organizing secretary of 1 national seminar, 1 international conference, indigenous and 4 national workshops. Under his guidance, now we are at another conference in this smart city, Visakhapatnam. He has been conferred with fellowships of Indian Society for Animal Production Management, National Academy of Dairy Sciences, Indian Animal Nutrition Association, Indian National Academy of Dairy Sciences, Indian Association for Advancement of Veterinary Research. We are pleased to award Professor Dr. Kapasarjan Reddy Lifetime Achievement Award for his outstanding professional achievements.
Dr. Anand Rao and team and local organizers really made surprise to me. Thank you very much for all the this felicitation. I feel it is a responsibility. Then further, without much waste of time, we'll move on to the audience part. Then the first speaker is Pratap Reddy Garu. So please speak to our audience. Yeah, please. No. Call upon the chairman. So, chairs well. Ravi, friend. Chairman, co-chairman. Chairman, co-chairman. Quick. మూడు చైర్లు వేస్తారు పోతున్నా ఒకరికి ఇక్కడ స్పీకర్ సార్ ఇక్కడ తమిళకి మాట్లాడారు ఉన్నాడా ఎంతసేపు ఉంటాడు ప్రతాప్ నాడేద్దామా అదే కబిరబుల్ స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామా? ఆశా 15 minutes టైం ఉందానికి. కెన్ యూ వెయిట్? కెమెరా అడగద్దు ఎట్లా
లేదంటే ఇంకా నెక్స్ట్ వేరే వాళ్ళు అంటే అనౌన్స్ చేశాం కాబట్టి ఇంకా
ఓకే 15 minutes
అంతే.
ఎట్లా హర్ష? వాట్ ఇస్ యువర్ ఐడియా? షల్ వి కమెంట్స్ విత్ హిమ్? ఉన్నాడు.
ఐ థింక్
ప్రతాప్ చెప్పాలి కదా. In. Daka designation. So we are going to, before Dr. Pratap Reddy Garu is magnanimous that he is allowing the speaker from US Davis, Dr. Cabreb,